In this ongoing series, we will be building a diversified total return TFSA all the way from 0 to 100K. Hold on to your portfolios, folks. This is going to be a good one. We began a few months ago with the first $400 deposit to begin a brand new TFSA. We will be adding $400 every month to this account as we progress all the way from 0 to a pretty cool 100 grand. This is going to be so much fun as we get that total return snowball off to a roll. September was a red month, without a doubt, and this means we are adding new stocks on sale, which is not too shabby. However, the overall portfolio will be, of course, in the red thanks to September. As a new investor, you must be prepared for months like these and not worry too much, as that portfolio you are trying to grow seemingly begins to shrink. This is a normal part of investing, and you know what? That shrunken portfolio will look very nice after we have a green month. The overall goal is not how things look day to day or even month to month, but rather a longer term outlook. How does my portfolio look in 5 years compared to how it looks today? Those will be the data points that will excite you absolutely for sure. Join the conversation. Let us know in the comments your biggest challenge with navigating through a red month. Your participation is well appreciated. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date on future content, and a huge thank you for that click. As this series progresses, we will be adding new statistics and beefing up the ones we already have. This is going to be simply awesome. This time around, we added another $400 to our portfolio. We will, of course, start by looking at our current lineup and any changes that we have made to them. We will start with Scotiabank, and this time around, we did buy one more share to bring our total up to 3 shares. They have an average cost base of $64.40. We have yet to receive any divs from Scotiabank, thus their return on investment and their total return both come in at negative 5.28%. Their yield, a nice looking 6.839%, and that first dividend, we're going to get it this month on the 27th of October, although technically it takes an extra day to drop into the broker, so we'll see it on the 28th. You really can't beat this kind of a yield on a blue chip bank stock. Our next stock was Brookfield Asset Management. We did purchase an additional share, which brings us up to 3 shares in total. They have an average cost base of $64.04, and so far we have received 87 cents in dividends from this stock. Their return on investment, it comes in at negative 1.11%. When we factor in those dividends, we get a total return of negative 0.48%. Their yield is currently sitting at 3.772%, and we're going to see some more dividends from them around the end of December. Up next, we have Decisive Dividend Corporation, and we did add an additional 4 shares this time around to bring our total shares up to 16. We got an average cost base of $8.56. We, of course, have received some dividends from this one, so we do have 48 cents in dividends thus far. Their return on investment, that comes in at negative 14.37%. They were really hit hard in that red September month. Now, their total return, thanks to those dividends, is a little bit better at negative 14.02%, and they currently have a yield of 6.906%. That is paid out monthly, so that's a good thing. Their next dividend payment is actually coming not too far away. It's going to come around the 13th of October. This return on investment is definitely concerning, but I still have faith in the stock, so we are diamond handing this one for now. The next stock is Hammond Manufacturing, and we did add 2 more shares this time around, which takes us up to a total of 11 shares. Their average cost base, it rose to $7.13. We have received 18 cents in dividends so far for this one. Their return on investment is a staggering 24.54%. Factoring in the dividends, we get a total return of 24.77%. Holy banana bread, that is not too shabby at all. They have a very small yield of 0.81%. It is paid out semi-annually, and the next time we're going to see dividends from this one will be around the end of February. Despite the situation with their dividends, this is still a total return juggernaut, so I am very happy with this selection. We didn't add any more to Sir Royalty this time around, so their average cost base is sitting at 16.49. Dividend-wise, we've received $1.14 in dividends. We actually received 2 dividends for this update. The one that we just missed last time, and the one that just dropped in the nick of time this time. Their return on investment comes in at negative 0.79%, but with 2 dividends, yeah, it's positive now with a total return of 0.36%. They have a nice looking yield of 6.955%. They're another one of my monthly monthly payers, so we will see more dividends by the end of October. We did not add anything to our CNR position, so it remains steady at 1 share. So we still have an average cost base of $152.08. We have received dividends though. We've received 79 cents in dividends. So their return on investment currently sits at negative 3.04%. Adding in the dividends, we get a total return of negative 2.52%. Their yield comes in at 2.136%, and that is a quarterly payout. Their next dividends from CNR will be coming out around the end of December. We also did not add to our Canadian Natural Resources position. CNQ still sits at 2 shares. Their average cost base is at $81.95. No dividends yet, so still sitting at 0. So our ROI, that comes in at 8.09%. This is one of the exceptions to the red September for sure. The total return is still the same, 8.09%. Their yield comes in at 4.033%. It is a quarterly payout, and we are expecting our first dividends for this one, well, around the 5th of October. So these are the stocks that we already had in our new TFSA. We're going to add an additional 2 positions. So the first of the new positions is good old Canoe EIT, and we added 10 shares to start off this position. So we have an average cost base of $13.01. No dividends yet, of course. There's nothing yet to show for return on investment or total return. Their yield, though, does come in at a really nice 9.524%. It's a monthly payer, and we're going to get those first dividends around the 13th of October. This is one of those stocks that is here for the passive income. I have full faith in Canoe, so they have a long future ahead of them in this portfolio. I also opened a position in Fortis with the addition of 2 shares to start us off. We're beginning with an average cost base of $55.17. Of course, no dividends yet, and we don't have a return on investment or total return. Their yield does come in at 4.546%. Their next dividends are around the 1st of December, and with this dividend, they raised it, and guess what? It's for the 50th consecutive year. That's going to make them Canada's second dividend king. There is no question they needed to be in my portfolio. Okay, let's take a quick look at all of them together, and we can see a portfolio really beginning to take shape. You will, of course, notice that for the $1,200 currently invested, the portfolio currently has a market value of $1,184.22. And as we said earlier, with that red September, we expected this to be down. Let's take a quick look at the portfolio's diversification. We're going to use Blossom for that. We can get a diversification breakdown over on Blossom, Canada's favorite social media app. Currently, we are a little heavy on industrials at 34.9%, and financials are coming in at 31.6%. Ideally, down the road, I do like to keep my sector exposure down to a 20% maximum. Energy is coming in at 18.4%, so that looks great for that. We also have utilities at 9.5%, healthcare at 1.9%, materials at 1.4%, consumer cyclical at 0.9%, consumer staples at 0.9%, communications at 0.2%, real estate at 0.1%, and we've got a little bit of a goose egg for technology. Next month's selections will be taking these numbers into consideration. You're probably wondering about that second number over there in orange. That is the average across all Blossom users, so you can see how far off I am from some of those averages. It is time to look at the toad and the goat of the portfolio for the last month. The toad award once again goes to Decisive Dividend with a portfolio leading negative 14.02% total return. I still have faith in this dog, but you know, they do seem to be comfortable wearing those warts. And now for the goat. And this month it goes once again to Hammond Manufacturing with an awesome total return of 24.77%. They are still kicking it into high gear, so I would not bet against them 3-timing this title for the next update. That is our update for this month. We will be back here again next month to do it all over again. I am looking forward to buying the next batch for sure. Keep the learning going. Watch my video on how much YouTube pays me on the left, or test YouTube's recommendation skills by checking out the video on the right. Your choice will decide the winner, and I will see you in the next video.